And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Always a busy day here. TGIF version of it, too, as well. Excited to be a part of it. KKTC, True Country, 99.9, and our friends out there at HighTideCountry.net. And always powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com out there, too. And, of course, coming up in the next few weeks, the post-NFL draft reaction and getting ready for another NFL football season just months away now, too. And we'll be playing fantasy football here, as we like to do here on the show here, too, as well. But pleased to welcome in my featured artist of the day on a Friday. His new single, Bottom Shelf, is already causing a ruckus out there, too, in a good way out there, too. JoJo Mason to the program. What's up, man?
How are you, brother?
Doing good, man. Just a few weeks out from CMA Fest. It definitely puts a smile on my face. We were talking before the show kind of started. I said, this is going to be a fun year, a good year for the Backstage Pass 2024, and we got some good things we can't announce yet, but like I said, good things in the works,
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, as somebody on my way up, somebody coming, man, I just want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate all the love that you're giving to all these artists that are coming up. Keep hustling, man, because you got something special, dude. Backstage is a real deal, bro.
Feels like it, man. Well, I tell you what, hey, let's talk about yourself for the people, like I said, mention those markets were played out there too that may not know JoJo Mason. Talk about this. It's been a long journey too. And I mean, just this, that EP Sky Full of Stars. I love so much of that record too. And you kind of own that sound and you figure out what artist you want to be in a very tough field out there, such as the music business. But take me back kind of when the bug just kind of was like, you know what? I'm taking this from just a hobby to like, this is going to be my career.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I actually got lucky jumping into this business. I wasn't planning on being a musician in any capacity. I didn't have the confidence to be on stage, sing in front of nobody. That just wasn't my game. I was an athlete. I was a sports player. I played hockey my life growing up. Played basketball. Played everything. I boxed for a little bit. I did it all, man. And I got lucky. I met a friend now at a Christmas party who was a producer. Ended up, him and I started working together years ago. He just kind of decided, man, well, hey, said to me at the end of this party, he says, too bad you're not a singer, man, because, you got something. And I looked at it, bro, and we had polished off a jar of moonshine, you know what I'm saying? So I'm chatting with my guy, and he said, too bad you're not a singer. I looked at him, and I was a little cockeyed, you know what I'm saying? A couple wobbly pops. My boy said, I say to him, well, shoot, I could try. And he said, man, I've been in the game a long time. You don't just try. You either got it or you don't. And I said, well, shoot, maybe I do, maybe I don't. So I played with it a little bit. He said, all right, here, I'll give you my number. If you got the balls to call me, come to my studio sober. I'll give you 1 hour of my time. And I did, and I texted him, and we showed up, and man, we worked together. We were next album, or first album we did, we had 4 top 10s right out the gate as an independent artist, bro. So that's how I got into it. And it's been a roller coaster ever since.
Well, I love that album too, man, because it really brings out the sound. There's some great songwriting on it too, because I got to listen to everything on there. Let Me Down Easy was a huge single for you guys on the album Sky Full of Stars, which is just some great music out there too. And also Broken Umbrella. Take me through the making, the writing, and the whole 9 yards with these 2 songs.
Oh man, these ones just kind of fell into my lap, man. These guys, some of these writers on these songs are just incredible. So to be able to work with them and take something and add my flavors to what's there was just amazing, man. It was so seamless, and it was one of those, like, I never put out breakup songs, right? That's not my thing. I'm a happy guy. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody. I give the best hugs. Find somebody that gives a better hug than me, I'll call you a liar, B. I'll tell you. But that's me, man. So when Let Me Down Easy, with that idea just started coming, and we put it out, and it hit, dude. It was a cool song, the best thing about music is being able to connect on all different levels, all different sides, right?
Absolutely.
So I've had some heartbreaks in my life, because I'm sure you have too, right?
We
and
all
so
have.
so I figured, why not share that side of me too, right? And so when we put this one out, it was kind of like people were looking at me like, are you are you okay? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm good. We good. But family's good. We're all tight. But
Hmm.
relations, right? We're trying to relate to everybody through our music. We're trying to connect with everybody through our music. So between Bottom Shelf, which is a happy, upbeat, I got your
Hmm.
back, you got my back song, to Let Me Down Easy, which is like a pack your shit and bounce, you know what I mean? That kind of jam. It's like we capturing all the sides
Hmm.
of who I feel I am as a man and as an artist, right? And
Hmm.
I feel like we crushed that.
You did. Let me ask you this question. Yeah, I got more of the truthful side of things, but how important is it to be the best version of yourself with the music you put out?
I think it's the most important. But here's the thing: being the best version of yourself, what is that to you might
Hmm.
be that different to me, right? So the best version of myself, yes, I always wanted to try to be the best version of myself, not just for my music's sake, but for my son and for my wife and for my people and for my team and for all the people that are listening and supporting me. I want to always try to be the best I can. However, reality is you can't always be, your cup can't always be full, right? Because if it is always full all the time, then you
Hmm.
don't appreciate it when it is that full. You get complacent, you get content. And
Hmm.
so when you go through these valleys, sometimes the creative comes out when you're at your lowest, and
Yeah.
sometimes the best thing. And so when I'm at my lowest and I hear a sad song, ooh, it connects, it hits me, it makes me feel
Hmm.
something, but I know I'm not at my best, right? And who knows, maybe that person writing that song, or maybe they weren't at their best at that time either. So,
Hmm.
man, yes, I want to be the best I can at all times. However, life is life, man, and we know the roller coaster is very real.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
that's the way I look at
I
music, man.
love it.
You can connect
Hmm.
on any level. It just depends on how you spin it and how you try
Hmm.
to connect with people, right?
Take me through the latest single. You mentioned having fun with Bottom Shelf and just already the impact it's creating out there too on the charts and things like that. You guys have it at radio, but fun upbeat song. Nothing too serious in it. Something to have fun with. You lay down the track. You have fun with the studio and the production. Man, I'll say this: y'all killed it. You really did. You really did.
Man, dude,
Love it.
I appreciate you saying that, because here's the thing. So the guy that produced it, one of my best friends to the day I die, he's my guitar player, he's my band leader. We
Hmm.
we do music together. He's my guy, right? Um, he hasn't had a chance to have a single out and get to produce on this level. So when me and my old producer stopped working together, the opportunity came up, and I looked at him and I was like, "You want what you think? What you think? You know what I'm saying? You think we could do something cool?" And we did, man. And we did it
Hmm.
almost like on a trial, because gotta get the approval of the big guns upstairs. Everybody got a boss, right? So
That's
I
right.
went
Yeah.
to I pitched the idea to the president of the record label. I said, "Man, I got this guy. He's one of my friends. Yes, he's
Hmm.
unproven, but he is so talented. This dude, man, what he managed to do was just blew my freaking mind, man. He was so dialed in, and he got what I was trying to say, and he was patient when we were
Hmm.
recording, and he was encouraging, and it was just the whole experience of recording that song and producing that song with my guy. His name's Ryan Stead, and he's an A+ top notch guy, man. So if y'all ever keep
Hmm.
those ears out, man, Ryan Stead, that's my guy.
I got to ask you about taking just everything you've done, the catalog of songs, the run you've been on to. We talked about that with the EP and things like that. But to take that and to get on stage, JoJo, at the same time for the Canadian Country Music Awards and performing there. I know you did that 2021, 2020, and 2022. Taking home some hardware with Entertainer of the Year for the BCCMA. Congrats on that so far, man. But also, too, to take that music and to be on that roller coaster you mentioned, the peaks and valleys, and then take it as a sense of validation, if you will, and perform
Yeah.
in front of your peers and people in the industry at those award shows. That has to have that sense of validity to go, man, I landed at this at the right time, and now I get to share my gift with my peers in the industry, right?
Yeah, man. It's a special feeling, man. Because here's the thing, I'm not the typical country music. I don't look like a typical country music guy. You know what I'm saying? And I know that, and I'm aware of that. I'm very aware. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
However, I love country music, man. And when I first had an opportunity to come into this industry in this genre, I was welcomed with open arms. I don't know how tight knit y'all are down in the States or how it is down there, but up in Canada, man, I was accepted unanimously. I most of my friends now, I've been in this game for almost a decade. Most of my friends now are people in this industry. Like I fell in love with performing. I fell in love with being able to, rise above tough times and challenges and this and that. And that's what this business is being able to overcome, feel good about yourself, and then share your gift, like you just said, B, and so for me to be able to even just accept that I got a gift, because that's cool as hell.
Yep.
But the validity to perform it in front of all those peers that have been doing it for a long time, that have been in the business for a long time, and I get welcomed with these open arms, dude. It's so nice to be able to feel that. And now that I'm a new daddy, I get to show my son you can do anything, bro.
Mine just turned. My little daughter turned 4 back in this month here too. So again, she sees daddy doing this whole thing, and answering the question, why does dad go to Nashville for certain things up there, and why does dad do? I mean, it's cool because they start having their own little personality, and there are times where you got to nip it in the bud pretty quick, but then there are times you get to have fun with them too. As it's just a beautiful, beautiful child. It's pretty cool that's the reward I've gotten. It's just being a great father, great husband too, at the same time, and just being able to share this gift with all the great artists out there too, and all the great people in the industry too. She sees it rubs off on her a little bit too, and whether you like it or not too, they always look up at you, because that's they only have that one choice too, because their size. But
That's
one
right.
day they could be bigger than you and look straight at you in the eyes.
Man,
And,
I'm dreading the day. The day. I remember the day I grew taller than my dad. I looked down at him. I said, "What's up, little man?" I'm dreading the day that happens to me.
No doubt too. But she sees it, she loves it, and it's a good impact on her life too. And I'm with you. Teach her anything, whatever she wants to do. My case, my daughter, your case, your son is a pretty cool feeling, no doubt, to be a dad and just share those gifts with your children out there too. We got to take a time out. We're going to come back and talk about a song that went gold certification. It was CRIA gold, called Better on You, from JoJo Mason out there. You can check him out at JoJoMasonMusic.com out there for tour dates and merchandise and everything out there too. Check out the new single Bottom Shelf. We're coming back. Our CMA 2024 sponsors out there too. CMA Fest sponsors, couldn't be there without you. Bangtail Whiskey and our friends at the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best country mix. We'll play a tribute to them, pay some bills here. Coming back with JoJo Mason against CMA Fest June 6th to 9th. Beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. We'll be there at Fanfare X inside the media room at the Music City Center there too, interviewing all the great artists coming to play all the great stages. And it is a 3-4 day event full of fun, not just Nissan Stadium. There's 7 stages around there. There's the Ascent Amphitheater. There's Fanfare X, and all the details can be found at CMAFest.com. Thanks to our friend Jonathan Bond out there too as well for the best in Christian country music out there too. Check him out, JonathanBond.com too. Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. He got us backstage at the Grand Ole Opry to do some interviews. The 42nd annual Sunday Morning Country hosted by Brenda Lee. We're going to be there too as well on June the 9th. So thanks to Jonathan for that. And a word from our other sponsors out there, KKTC, True Country, 99.9 up there in Colorado and New Mexico, and our friends too as well at hightidecountry.net. Back in a flash, more with JoJo Mason. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And also to tune in tonight, KKTC True Country via the app, LMNOC, the streaming app out there, 6 to 7 o'clock. We take you home on the drive for the latest artist interviews out there. True Country, 99.9 in your car, up into Taos, New Mexico, Ski Town and up into Colorado. 100,000 watt station, does a great job, plays all the country hits out there too. So let me take you home tonight from 6 to 7 o'clock out there. We'll be on the air tonight, KKTC True Country 99.9 and via the LMNOC streaming app, and of course out there too, hightidecountry.net too as well. We got some good numbers on that we'll be sharing over the next few days into next week. Good shows next week. Doug Gray coming by, the Marshall Tucker Band, and a whole lot more. Pam Tillis, Daryl Worley, Billy Dean over the next few weeks, and just again scratching the surface here for the second quarter of 2024. Back here with JoJo Mason. Appreciate him joining us today too, talking a lot about the music. Bottom Shelf is across all those platforms now, that you guys can go check it out if you have not already. It came out April the 12th. So let me ask you about this, because the song was talking about for CRIA Gold out there too, for certified, was Better on You. And this is a cool thing because you got this honor to do this at the Calgary Stampede a couple of years ago, and this honor came, and I believe Dallas Smith had something to do with this. So tell everybody about that story.
Man, okay, so like I have my wife out there too for this show, and Stampede, dude, in Canada, Calgary Stampede is like the hub, right? Like, so when you come to do country music, you go to Calgary, you go to the Stampede, you'll be fine. You're gonna find some incredible talent. It's gonna be crazy. So, anyways, I got put on this bill. I'm excited about it. My team flies out. The crowd is going nuts. I'm doing my thing. I'm dancing. I'm doing spins and high medium kicks because I can't get my leg too high when I'm trying to do high kicks. But I'm doing my thing on that stage, man. Better song stops in my ears. Better on You about to start rolling. So I'm doing my little speech. I always dedicate it to my lady because I'm a good guy like that.
There you go. Gotta be,
yeah. So I dedicate to my lady, as I always do. And in the middle of my speech, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I look behind me, and Dallas Smith is standing there. I'm like, first of all, am I in trouble? Well, what you doing here? Do we have a duet? Did I forget something? Are we about to sing? What the hell is going on? So he grabs a microphone, and he's got his friend. He's got my manager behind him. She got her hands behind her back. I'm looking like, what the hell? Okay, what's going on here? I'm looking at the crowd. I'm looking at my wife. I'm looking at Dallas. I'm looking at the crowd. I'm wondering what the hell's going on. All of a sudden, my manager pulls out this plaque, and Dallas tells 5,000-6,000 people that this is my first gold single. I'm almost in tears at this point because this is a dream, right? Like you never hope, you never think that your shit's gonna, your stuff is gonna, is gonna bump, right? You never know. But like you say, man, the validity, the validation of having something like this happen at such a special moment. I got my lady on the side, she's the apple of my eye. She's got my heart. So to be able to share that with her, my whole team, my manager Dallas at the time, like it was so special, man. That was a bucket list moment that I didn't even think was ever gonna happen. So the fact we got a certified gold, that's tight, man. That's nice.
I love that too. And then you guys took it off the EP. There was a song that I loved a lot, checking it out when it came out, called "Let Me Down Easy," and I think that was like a top 5 track on Canadian country radio. So I mean, more news just comes along shortly after the gold certification. That had to be mind blowing at the same time,
dude. 100%, man. It's been a whirlwind, man. Like when things are rolling, things go, and it's tough to keep up sometimes. But one thing I've always been really good at is, and I can blame my mama for this, but one thing I've always been good at is being able to be in the moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. And really, really cherish and appreciate those feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because you're only gonna get your first gold record once. You're only going to get your first, standing ovation once. So when these moments happen, I've been so lucky and so blessed to be able to sit down for a second, take it all in, look at the crowd, feel their energy, and be able to give mine back to them too. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things start happening, and like I say, B, you just got to surround yourself with the right ones, and you celebrate with the ones that you love, man. That's life right there, brother.
Bust your tail. That's the part of the business that I've learned. Like I said, understanding. Read a lot of books on the music business and podcasting and radio, and just busting your tail, man. Somebody out there's going to find you. It may take a long time, but man, celebrate the good with the bad and just take it with a grain of salt and move on. Hey, I loved your stripped down version. We'll talk about this, and I'm bringing up a little bit of kind of the old school stuff here, but this was cool because I love and appreciate all different artists that come on here in different genres of music, not just country, but we do a little bit of everything. But when I get a chance to check out a little strip version or strip down of an album called Both Sides of the Bar, which I thought were really cool, and what a way to lead off a record with one called Good Kind of Love. And it's stripped down things that go right down the album is good stuff. That had to be a fun project, and also to put your own spin on these tunes, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that was such a blast. I remember setting it up with my old manager. We got the band together, and we got to go in and just jam them out for a little bit. We had the video guy, and we got to rearrange a couple things. You know what I'm saying? I got to put my flavor on it. Like, we got a producer. He was great. He's amazing. He did what you hear on the track is all him. He's great. But what we were able to do with it, and I was able to strip it down and like you say, put my own flavors on it, man. It was one of the coolest projects. We started at I think it was 2 p.m, and we didn't end till 10 p.m, 11 p.m, something like that. So we went all day, and it was amazing, man. It was just like hanging out with my brothers, hanging out with my friends, and doing what I love to do. That was, like you said, in the OG days, in the early days. That's what it was, man. It was just the best. And then you know, time goes on, and you get a little jaded here and there, but you know, you find memories and moments like that you can look back on, and you're like, yeah, that's the good stuff right there, man. And then you just try to keep building and try building and try building. So I was really happy we got a chance to strip that album down. I love that album, dude.
That's good stuff, man. Really loved it. Dig it. Like I said, just a fresh kind of new country sound. It's like, you know, I always say this because sometimes it's hard. Like when an artist comes out, you never want to pinpoint like who they sound like, but sometimes you're like, well, is this going to be a compliment or is this going to be? But everybody now, like even coming from Canada, you've got this like fresh sound. You don't sound like anybody else. It's JoJo Mason. So like, as I had Cody Jinks tell me one time on the air, it's like, look, man, I put out music because I love it. I love it through storytelling. Either you like it or you don't. And if you don't, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings. But the bottom line is you don't sound like anybody else. You sound like JoJo Mason. It seems like you found your sound and what kind of artist you want to be. And it's showing it through not just one project, but I know musicians never rest on their laurels because they're always thinking about the next one ahead after they put out, right? Yeah.
That's it,
Which
man.
is a big ordeal. Yeah. Getting better with the next project than the one before, right?
And that's the best part about music, though, right? It's like, yeah, that's the best part about music, though, brother, is like we get a chance to always be evolving, always be like developing new things and trying new things. And like one thing I'm starting to chase now, and you'll see this in my next couple of singles coming out. I'm excited about it. We chasing that country soul music, man. So I'm gonna be mixing some Motown vibes in. I'm gonna be mixing some R&B vibes in. And you know what? If you love it, you love it. If you don't, you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
I've said the same thing about the show here for a few years too as well. Either you like it or you don't. I mean, hey, like I said, Jinx told me on there one time, Cody Jinx, hey man, I put it out because I love it. You like it, you don't. If you don't, hey, it's freedom out there. Turn on something else if you want to. There's plenty of other great music there too as well. But I tell you what, a lot of people like Cody Jinx music too. So he knew what he was doing back in the day too. We'll take our final timeout, of course, here CMA Fest 2024 coming up June 6th to the 9th. We'll be there too. All the stages, the Ascend Amphitheater too, and of course Fanfare X inside the Music City Center there too as well. And we're going backstage at the Grand Ole Opry on Sunday, June 9th for the 42nd annual Sunday Morning Country hosted by the Hall of Fame great Brenda Lee out there too as well. So many big names are going to be there with us interviewing in person. And of course, made possible by these sponsors, our friend Jonathan Bond out there too, Grammy nominated recording artist too, jonathanbond.com. Check him out for the best in country Christian music out there. Just talked to him the other day at a concert we went to too as well. Always writing in the studio, staying busy. And click the YouTube link on the screen there to be taken to his latest country music and of course country Christian music video out there too. And of course, the other sponsors make it possible out there, the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best country mix and our friends at Bangtail Whiskey. Get your order in now at bangtail.com. Final segment, JoJo Mason coming up here too as well. Check out the website at jojomasonmusic.com and the single Bottom Shelf. Coming back here, final segment, rapid fire. Coming up here. Stay tuned.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
The Kane Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thekadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thekadengordonshow.com.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, tonight we'll take you home on the drive, KKTC, True Country 99.9, and via the LMNOC streaming app, 6 to 7 o'clock. Be sure and tune in for the episode there. And if you can't do it in your car, you can actually just play the LMNOC app out there. KKTC will pop up too, as well as Siri for it. And we're on there 6 to 7 o'clock Mountain Time with the latest interview, whatever comes up in the rotation, but they all get aired out there too. And also hightidecountry.net and powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And, of course, some more exciting news coming up over the next few weeks as we get to CMA Fest 2024 out there, too, as well, presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends at the CadenGordonShow.com. Back here with JoJo Mason. Don't forget, coming up next week before we head out to Fort Worth and go check out Brantley Gilbert in concert. Doug Gray of the Marshall Tucker Band coming on the show here, too, as well. We'll talk to him. They're still touring out there, 50 years strong, and still going with those great hits they had back in the 70s and 80s out there. Back here with JoJo Mason. Bottom Shelf is the current single across all the platforms. So I got to ask you, you mentioned about singles coming up and the next phase of these singles coming up, the Motown, the R&B flavor. You've got to be excited. We're just in the second quarter of 2024. What's to come for the third and the fourth quarter coming up here too as well, because I know you got some exciting things.
Oh, yeah, man. We've been living in the studio. I got an album on the way. We got we got a summer packed with shows. I even managed, I know this is gonna be crazy here in the summertime, but I even managed to carve out a small, like 2-3 days, and I get to take my little man and my wife on vacation. So boy, this year is gonna be off the chain, man. It's gonna be something special for me. We're gonna have a new single out this summer, and bro, we putting out another album. I'm telling you. I'm calling it right now. We're going to have it done, released, ready to go. 2024. B is happening. I'm telling you, man.
I love it. I love it. I just love your energy and the vibe, too. It reflects in the songs and the sound, too, and the personality, too, as well, man. The future star in the making right now for Canadian country. And watch out. It could impact the Nashville scene. If it hadn't already, it will be very soon. And he's infectious, man. Love his personality, too. And this single could be, top 10 in Nashville radio right now. I used to be a PD of a station, down here in Texas. And it's top 10 material of what you've done for Bottom Shelf already. I can't wait to see what's next in the line of music out there too as well. Just the way it was produced, and like you said, your guy, your band guy, he knocked it out of the park when it came to putting out a song this good, man. That's why we had to have you here on the platform. All right, let's talk food, man, because look, I'm a foodie when it comes down to it, especially when I go back to Nashville. And one of my favorite things is to just eat hot chicken. Something I love about it, go to Hattie B's, which I did this past CRS, the Country Radio Seminar, or I get out to, somebody said, you got to go to the OG. So you got to go try Princess. And I'm like, okay, I'll give Princess a shot. But then you're going to tell me I got to go to Party Foul. So when you're down in that town, there's never a shortage for food at all, period. So where do you like to eat when you visit Music City?
Man, there's this, I don't know what to call it. I want to call it a strip mall, but it's not a strip mall. It's like this building is, for me, I'm like you, dog. I'm a foodie, right? So if I'm going and we go eat, I'm planning to not have nothing to do for the next couple hours afterwards, okay? So if we plan on eating, B, if next time I come Texas, man, I'm going to see you, and we going to eat.
We're going to eat.
We got to have nothing planned on the docket for the next couple hours, right? So in Nashville, there's this place, man. It was like Christmas Day when I walked in. I don't know the name of the building. I'll never know the name of the building. It was right down on the strip. And you walk in, and there's one level of like, there's a big stage at the back, and then there's one level of like different kinds of food. There's sushi over here, and then there's some Hattie B's over here, and then there's a ice cream over here, and anything and everything you can ever imagine is in this vicinity. Mm-hmm. I walked in, my eyes was looking like this. I didn't even know where to go. So I settled on what I know, went to my Hattie B's, had my Nashville hot chicken with some extra French fries and some gravy on the side, because that's how I get down. And we ate and we ate and we ate. Got some gelato on the way out. I didn't know gelato was a thing.
It's supposed to be less sugar, but it's still gelato. It's still gelato.
Bro, there was no sugar in that shit.
There was no low sugar in that at all. No, it was...
And the cup, you know, we went up here, man. It's like $12 for like a little mini ice cream like this big. I paid like $6, and the cup from this ice cream gelato whatever place was like, And so I took it. I went home. I ate it on the Uber on the way home, and I sat on my Airbnb. I undid my pants because that's how I always got to do. And I sat there and I watched some football. I'm not playing.
You sound like me. There's nothing else playing after the couple hours after you eat, but I'm gonna go just take a nap or at least just unwind. And hey, we talked about strip down with the finger there too. We gotta have a little fun, enjoy it, and like I said, let that food just kind of settle in and enjoy it. And I went right to medium. I didn't go 2 steps below or like 3 steps above it, whatever the clock call it. But I went to medium, which was like just that perfect mix of like sweet, spicy, and it just hit with and I couldn't even. I can eat, man. I can tell you right now, 260 pounds. I can eat, but couldn't even finish my plate, much less the sides. The people were like, "Go box." I'm like,
"That's right, dude."
It's the Airbnb for a place to sleep. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna eat that tomorrow. I'm not wanting chicken. It's just I don't eat cold chicken. I don't want that.
That's right.
Unless they have an air fryer, right, or something like that.
But those don't come in the Airbnbs, though, right? You got to pay extra to get those air fryers in the Airbnbs, you know.
They don't. You're lucky if you get a stove in one of them things too, as well. You're lucky to cook there at the same time.
For the amount they charge it to, I mean, shoot.
They could. Or I was going to say what a buddy of mine did. He actually rented one of those things one time. He goes to buy an air fryer and leaves it at the Airbnb, knowing it's his. But he knows when he travels back to the city again, he might stay with the same Airbnb host. So they let him
go. Hey, add to the problem. Add to the, you know what I'm saying?
Be a part of the solution.
That's right.
I love it. So good. We got the food on. Look, man. Hey, pizza's a good night. I had some last night too as well. What toppings go on a JoJo Mason pizza?
Ooh, barbecue sauce drizzle on top. I like chicken. I like bacon. I like meat. I like onions is cool. Mushrooms sometimes. That's my pizza. That's my pizza. Put some spicy. Put some spicy on it. I have this debate, and here's the thing. Okay, actually, matter of fact, B, let me ask you a question. Do you ever put pineapple on your pizza?
You know, I just started doing it a while back, in like last fall when I finally gave it a try. And honestly, okay, I can do a piece or two, but like it wasn't too bad. I actually liked it. It was all right. It was.
It's not bad.
You put it with ham. I'm not gonna put it in the meat out there too, but the Hawaiian flavor that's got, I'm good with that.
Not bad, right? Not bad. I'm the same way. Sometimes I'm here or there, hit or miss. I could do without. If somebody's gonna buy me a pizza and there's pineapple on it, I'm not gonna pick it off like I would those disgusting black olives, because I can't handle those, man. I can't handle those.
That mushroom, but then black no. There's something about either peppers or black olives on a pizza. I can't. Now I'm more of a carnivore than I'm anything else, but I just can't do black olives and green peppers on my pizza. Now with the pineapple and ham, the Hawaiian flavor, I can. Now I'm with you too. I'm starting to get into more of the barbecue pizza now.
Ooh, yeah.
So that barbecue.
Have you ever had pulled
sauce?
You ever had pulled pork or barbecue or pulled pork on a pizza?
Not I can't say on a pizza. I've got to try that. I do. So maybe Nashville has got a pizza spot at CMA Fest that we can dive into. It has the pulled pork flavor on it. So,
Brandon, for your sake, brother, I hope they do.
Hey, I know they got some that have barbecue chicken, but I can't wait to see what else. And I'll make some calls with friends of the industry that I can say, hey, we got to do this here and make sure this is good to go with the barbecue pizza or pulled pork on the side there. Hey, give me some shows you get into when you binge watch. What do you like to do? Of course, obviously sports. What other regular series?
Yeah, shoot, man. Right now we just finished season 1 of Your Honor. We just finished also. Yeah, I haven't started season 2 yet. The way that it ended kind of messed me up a little bit. I was a little upset how the Your Honor ended. Right.
Bryan Cranston, fantastic actor. Right. Oh my God,
dude. dude. And to touch on that, Breaking Bad. I mean, I've seen the whole thing, all 8 seasons 3 times, right? Like that's always a go-to. And The Office, dude. You know what I'm saying? The Office is like when you finish for the day and you chill and you wind it down, you cooking dinner, you put something on the TV, you put on The Office on repeat because that stuff never gets old, man. I've watched the same episode of The Office I think 1,000 times, and I'm not even tired of it yet. You can put it on, I'll just be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'll be smiling.
It'll make as much as my wife loves, and we can still put it on and watch it forever because it's out there. The hit TV show Friends, when it comes on, you just leave it there because of all the great actors, actresses. I mean, Lisa Kudrow, fantastic, and of course Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox. It's just one of those great episodes you can put on there. Matthew Perry. I mean, just a great fun time, and I can never get enough of like Friends. And I was a '90s guy, so for me it was like Full House. And it was like
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
dude. Urkel, let's go.
Boy Meets World. I mean, those were the '90s shows we grew up on. That was Step by Step. Those were like the '90s shows, man, for us, the sitcoms at the time. So
I'm with you, man. Boy Meets World, dude. That was. I feel like here. This is gonna be a deep dive into JoJo. Okay, Boy Meets World, dude. I feel like that show raised us. You know what I mean?
It did.
I feel like Mr. Feeney was like my teacher and my guardian angel when I needed to learn some hard lessons. And he would always spin it in ways I never understood till the episode was over, like Corey. Ah, man, I'm just saying.
I was watching it like 3 weeks ago. The Roku had it's actually channel dedicated to Saved by the Bell. Did you know that? The original cast of Saved by the Bell. And then, of course, they put the newer cast. But it was just like all day watching 10, 12 episodes of just Saved by the Bell with the Zach Morris and the Slater and Mario Lopez character. And it just was fun, man. It's like you let yourself go and escape. And that's what I do too as well. Now, I will say sports wise, are you still kind of watching? I mean, hockey playoffs are going on right now for NHL. You know, me, it's kind of flipping back and forth between the NBA, hockey, and of course, baseball. Being a Stros fan down here too, which you got to come down to Texas so you and I can go to a Stros game one day too. Just to enjoy. Which would be fantastic. Minute Maid Park. You know, love that too. For you, are you watching any of the playoffs now? NBA, hockey, or any baseball? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I'm a big hockey guy. Being from Canada, we all grew up here. We all grew up playing some puck and man, I'm a Colorado Avalanche fan. So we just whooped Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. Because one of my best friends lives in Winnipeg and we talk smack all day, every day. So when we cleaned house, my G, when we cleaned up in that first round, you best believe I was giving him the business. You best believe I was giving him the business. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I tell you, the team was dangerous. Watch out for Vancouver.
We're good.
Yeah. Buddy of mine, he's been through futility with the Canucks, and it's looking good now. But it's semifinals. We'll see what happens past this next.
That's right. So funny enough, I'm not a Canuck fan. My father-in-law and my wife and her family is massive Canuck fans. But every time they lose, a little piece of me gets a little happier. You know what I'm saying? Watching their misery. I don't know. It's just something inside me. I don't know. Maybe I'm petty, man. Maybe I'm a little petty when it comes to this thing. But you know what I am excited for? I am excited for next year's NFL season because
season, coming up. It's gonna be good.
My team.
I've been through futility the last couple of years. Ever since we had that 7-game winning streak, I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan, so I still believe my boy Kyler Murray. We had a good draft. We got Marvin Harrison Jr. at the number 4 pick. We added some guys in free agency to shore up that defensive line. We got some other guys that are going to be just late round picks that could pay off. So I'm excited for that. Who's your NFL team?
I am proudly a Philadelphia Eagle, man.
There you go. Hey, man.
We
Texas guy, Jalen Hurts. There you go.
That's it. Bro, we crushed this draft, too. The fact that the Rams passed on Cooper DeJean. Oh, are you crazy? Are you crazy?
It's going to be a fun year for NFL, kind of wide open to it. I'm hoping this Kansas City Chiefs thing, even though I know that Randall's probably going to get on to me for saying this too, because Randall endorsed my show and he's always a Chiefs fan too, for Randall King out there too. But I have fun with him. Randall, hey man, tune in. I love you, brother. But I'm telling you, this year the Chiefs will not three-peat. as champions, Super Bowl champions. It's going to be
no, they won't.
a different
They don't
team.
deserve it, man.
So I told Randall,
I heard
don't get mad at me.
I heard some crazy stat. Like I heard some crazy stat, and you hear all the conspiracy theories now about Patrick Mahomes and how the ref is just rigged and the refs are on his side, and something like since he's been in the league, he has thrown something like 502 interceptions or 500 interceptions or something that have been called back at the last half of the game. Somebody went and did a deep dive of these stats, and I'm looking at it like, wait a minute. The math just ain't mathing. How is this dude going to be? And then when they played Philadelphia in the Super Bowl, and they Philadelphia lost because of that BS call. I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
That BS call on the whole. I was sitting there like, this got to be some joke. I'm never gonna cheer for the Kansas City Chiefs again. I can't do it. Now it's not in my religion. And one of my best friends to the day I die is a Kansas City Chiefs diehard. So now him and I are no longer friends.
Well, I will say this. I got tired of, there was one dynasty that was going there for a while with 6 Super Bowl championships, and I did not ask for another one to come to fruition. And when it did, I kind of want to see it stopped in its tracks for this coming football season, no matter who it is. If it's your Eagles, my Cardinals, whatever it is, we get a chance to watch the teams go after it too as well. I'll tell you what else to watch out for. This gold certified single hit maker. He's been doing this for almost 10 years, for a long time too. Check out the single from my audience out there, KKTC True Country 99.9. Bottom Shelf, and of course, HighTideCountry.net, the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Backstage SG. And, of course, he is the OG right there, too. We talked about those stripped-down songs. All the music is available for streaming out there, too, of your favorite platforms. JoJo Mason, appreciate the time here, my brother, and looking forward to catching up in real time in person one day. Appreciate your time.
I can't wait, man. Next time I'm down, I got some homies that just moved down to Texas, so I might be coming sooner than later, brother.
Brother, appreciate you joining us today on the show. Hope you had a great time. Looking forward to doing this again too as well. Bottom Shelf across all those digital streaming platforms, and check him out at JoJoMasonMusic.com out there too. We're on tonight 6 to 7 o'clock Mountain Time with the Backstage Pass powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Of course, CMA Fest 2024 here in a few weeks. June 6th to 9th, beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. We'll be backstage at the Opry June the 9th. Sunday Morning Country, the 42nd annual, hosted by Brenda Lee. And, of course, at Fanfare X inside the Music City Center at Fanfare X for a lot of the meet and greets, the stages, Nissan Stadium. We're going to light it up like a Christmas tree in Nashville, too, as well for CMA Fest 2024. Back next week, Natalie Shea joining us on the show Monday. And, of course, Doug Gray from the Marshall Tucker Band coming up next week on Friday. In a few weeks, we'll talk to Pam Tillis here on the show and a whole lot more here on the Backstage Pass as we continue to schedule interviews for CMA Fest 2024. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Until then, take care. God bless and have a great weekend. See you soon.